Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Lossico's Daily News Analysis. Today is 3rd June 2020, and the topics that we'll be covering for today are multilateralism in New Cold War. So here the author has talked about various issues that will be arising in the international scenario after COVID subsides and how India should take forward its international policy. Second, the challenge of law enforcement post COVID-19. Now, we all know the first priority of the government right now is healthcare. However, this article talks about how law enforcement should be taken care of. Third, monumental hurry. We will talk about Central Vistas project. Lastly, a new frontier. Here, our Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman has recently announced the introduction of private players in the space area, and we will talk about that. Firstly, multilateralism in New Cold War. So, since COVID-19 is here, we have learned, we as India as a nation, as well as all of us as individuals, we have learned the importance of technology, trade in this scenario. Technology has become very important in our day-to-day lives. Similarly, on the international front, अगर अंतर्राष्ट्रीय तरीके पे अंतर्राष्ट्रीय एरिया में हम देखें तो वहां पे भी टेक्नोलॉजी और ट्रेड का बहुत बड़ा रोल सामने दिख रहा है जो सारे इंटरनेशनल अग्रीमेंट्स हो रहे हैं मीटिंग्स हो रही है G20 वगैरह के मीटिंग्स हो रहे हैं एवरीथिंग इज टेकिंग प्लेस थ्रू टेक्नोलॉजी टेरिटरी का उतना रोल रहा नहीं है तो इसी बात पर को ध्यान रखते हुए ऑथर ने कहा है कि इंस्टेड ऑफ नॉन अलाइनमेंट इंडिया शुड नाउ फोकस ऑन अ ट्रायम्विरेट नाउ मैं आपको एक्सप्लेन करूंगी कि नॉन अलाइनमेंट क्या होता है नॉन अलाइनमेंट बेसिकली एक इनिशिएट हुआ था एक मूवमेंट की तरह where all the developing countries came forward and said that they will not associate with any powerful bloc. So all the developing countries, as you know, India is also a developing country. A lot of African countries are developing countries. ये सारे देश साथ में आए और उन्होंने कहा कि जो पावर ब्लॉक्स है जैसे कि रशिया चाइना यूएस इनके साथ ये एसोसिएट नहीं करेंगे विद इन अ पर्टिकुलर एरिया However, the author here talks about and says that non-alignment abhi ke time pe it's not a very important step or very ideal step that countries should resort to. Instead of non-alignment, countries should focus on forming mutual bonds. And for India, India should focus on forming a triumvirate. Now, triumvirate का असली मतलब होता है तीन तीन गुटों का समूह तो तीन चीजों का three when the author is talking about a triumvirate he's talking about the triumvirate of US China and India the author is saying that अलग नहीं होना है नॉन अलाइन नहीं करना है instead इंडिया को US और चाइना के साथ चलना है which is the need of the hour after COVID subsides and this multilateralism which is why the article is titled multilateralism in new cold war. Now, why in US and China? So we have seen how US and China are powerful and they come with bold, powerful policies after something happens. So US itself is superior and its superiority is based on military powers. China's superiority is based on technology, innovation and trade. Chinese companies आती हैं and they go on they become popular in the entire world and they earn a lot of revenue and through technology it controls us. So both these countries are powerful in these senses. Then again, US dominates the world governance through mechanisms like IMF, World Bank, WTO. इन सारे अगर आप संस्थाओं को देखें IMF जैसी संस्था को या फिर वर्ल्ड बैंक को भी अगर हम देखें तो यूएस बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट डोमिनेंट रोल प्ले करता है कोई भी मेजर डिसीजन लिया जाता है तो उसमें यूएस का कंसेंट का बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट रोल होता है which is why it's important to be aligned with US instead of not being aligned with it. Similarly, China also अगर चाइना इस तरह से यूएस की तरह इन्फ्लुएंस नहीं करता है ग्लोबल पॉलिसी को then it comes up with initiative जिससे बाहर रहना लगभग असंभव है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल चाइना केम आउट विद बेल्ट रोड इनिशिएटिव थ्रू विच जैसे एंशियंट सिल्क रोड अगर आपने सुना हो कि सिल्क रोड एक ट्रेड रूट था which there was a road which went through China, India, Pakistan, and वहां से लेके यूरोप तक एक रोड जाती थी, which was Silk Route बोलते थे उसे, ट्रेड के लिए था वो रूट. Now China has come up with something called Belt Road Initiative, which copies the idea of a Silk Route, ancient Silk Route, and ये भी ट्रेड करने के लिए इतना इम्पोर्टेंट रूट दिख रहा है. अगर फ्यूचर में ये रूट सक्सेसफुल हुआ, बेल्ट एंड रोड इनिशिएटिव, then it will be so important for trade that it will be difficult to keep out of it, which is why now it's important to be aligned with China. The author says that be aligned with these countries instead of being non-aligned with them. Then the author goes on to argue that ये बहुत ही important time है जब इंडिया को bold decisions लेने चाहिए और right strategic choices रखनी चाहिए. पहली बात तो author ने ये कही थी कि right strategic choice will be to be aligned with the power blocks. Then the author says that otherwise also India should take other bold decisions. Now, when he says bold decisions, he talks about various opportunities that India has to take these bold decisions. So a few days back, India became the chair of executive board at World Health Assembly. हमारे जो health minister है श्री हर्षवर्धन, he was appointed as the chairman of World Health Assembly. Now World Health Assembly क्या होता है? ये एक decision making body है World Health Organization की. और आजकल तो health ही prevalent है. Everybody is talking about healthcare. तो यहाँ पे इंडिया का बहुत बड़ा रोल है since India has become the chair of World Health Assembly. So it will have a lot of decision making power, and through the decision making power it can influence its policies towards different countries, whether it be its neighbors or different power blocks which are far off. The author says that in what ways can India influence the world bloc by its policies. The author says that India should focus on epidemic prevention and control. It must be India's first policy. Then India should also focus on fast-tracking impartial, independent, and comprehensive review of WHO's and China's early response to outbreak. Why? So we have seen that China से ही आया था ये COVID-19, Wuhan province में it originated. However, it subsided also very quickly. How China and WHO are dealing with everything, with these things, how China helped in subsiding this virus. India can learn a major lesson from there, and India can also assert its position with this respect. So therefore, it has the opportunity to take bold decision in this regard. Thirdly, the author says that India should establish a multilateral governance mechanism for ensuring equitable access to COVID-19 therapeutics and vaccines. So I don't know if you have heard this issue, but there have been arguments that अगर medicine आ भी गया तो भी उस medicine का availability to everybody will be a difficult task, because अगर हम अपने देश को ही देखें, भारत को, we have such huge population that if a medicine comes, accessibility to such medicine will be a big question. For example, आप cancer की medicine ही देख लें, cancer की medicine है, it's curable. However, it's so expensive that some people are just not able to afford the medicine, and then they die of the disease. So they die not because there is no medicine, they die because they don't have access to the medicine or they can't afford the medicine. So India should learn in that respect also, and here also the alignment will help India. Then the author also says that India should call for a permanent global ban on consumption and trade of wild animals. Again, because this whole COVID-19 is coming from consumption of wild animals, and since India is the chair right now, it can assert its influence and say that no, we should not consume wild animals for a greater global welfare and policy. Then apart from being a chair of World Health Assembly, there are further more opportunities for India to put forward its bold plans. Now, क्या-क्या opportunities है इंडिया के पास? 2020 में United Nations General Assembly का भी discussion होगा, which probably will be online, will be virtual. जैसे कि situation हम देख रहे हैं चल रहा है, इसके हिसाब से लग रहा है कि ये virtual ही होगा. इस United Nations General Assembly के discussion का topic है the future we want, and clearly with the name suggests that it will be talking about future. where India can put forward its plans. Then 2021, India will join UN Security Council. Now, UN Security Council बहुत ही important जगह है, and if India joins it, then it's a very important place. It's a platform where putting forward its ideas and putting forward its plan will be looked up by a lot of important countries, and therefore India should be concerned about this. Then India is also going to chair BRICS summit. Now BRICS summit is Brazil, Russia, India, China and South Africa. Again, ये बहुत ही important countries हैं इंडिया के perspective से, और इंडिया को यहाँ पे भी अपनी bold policy रखने का मौका मिलने वाला है. In 2022, India will host a G20 summit. Again, all these global initiatives जिसमें इंडिया को आने वाले टाइम में पार्टिसिपेट करने का समय मिलेगा, ये बहुत ही important opportunity है to put forward its plans and align with all these countries which are going to be a part of these initiatives and organizations. And therefore, there's an opportunity, and India should take advantage of this opportunity. Why is it important to take advantages? Because for the first time, the entire globe is suffering from a common problem. This COVID-19 is a universal phenomena. हर देश में लोग मर रहे हैं, हर देश में लोग बीमार हैं. Everybody is suffering, and therefore, for a global welfare, or from a global welfare's point of view also, if we have certain solution, we should put it forward. If we have certain problem, we should put it forward. और यही टाइम है जब we can also come across as thought leaders. Now, in around 1940s, when Sri Vivekananda visited US in a global conference on religion, India's ideas became very famous on religion. And now that there's a need for all these thought leadership, India can really play a major role. So author ये भी बोलते हैं कि इंडिया अब एक thought leader की तरह आगे आ सकता है, जहाँ पे हमारी पुराने आइडियाज जो है, जैसे कि नालंदा यूनिवर्सिटी के एस्टेब्लिशमेंट का होल जो कॉन्सेप्ट था, वी कैन पुट दैट फॉरवर्ड. एस्ट्रोनॉमिकल कंप्यूटेशंस, आयुर्वेदा, योगा, बुद्धिज्म, दीज आर ऑल पॉपुलर कॉन्सेप्ट्स. एवरीबडी, दुनिया के बहुत सारे लोग हैं who want to follow Buddhism, and we should put them forward. The idea of ahimsa is getting famous. Every other day, people are following the idea of ahimsa, and therefore India can really put forward its foot in respect to all these initiatives. Second article for today is law enforcement for post COVID-19. Now we have all seen that पिछले कुछ महीनों से, in fact 2020 की शुरुआत से ही हेल्थ केयर गवर्नमेंट की, हमारी सरकार की प्राइमरी प्रायोरिटी बनी हुई थी, which is necessary also. Since this is such a big issue that we are facing right now, healthcare should be a primary responsibility and primary priority of the government. However, public order में क्या इश्यू आ रहे हैं सरकार को, और देश में पब्लिक ऑर्डर में क्या चल रहा है, ये जानना भी जरूरी है. Now, there are multiple issues that we can look forward with respect to public order. What are these issues? Enforcing lockdown. Now, so our forces, whether it's police, whether it's army, who are deployed at different places to take control of the situation, they have learned a lot with regard to enforcing lockdown. There have been barricadings. People are not allowed to go out of their houses, and spreading awarenesses. All these campaigns are undertaken by our law enforcement agencies, and they have certainly learned a lot. However, public cooperation की जरूरत पड़ी उन्हें. पब्लिक जब तक कोऑपरेट नहीं करती, तब तक उनका रोल पूरी तरह से पूरा नहीं होता. बट इस पूरे लॉकडाउन को एनफोर्स करने में our law enforcement agencies played a major role, and they learned a lot from this. Now, road accidents. ऐसा बोला जा रहा है कि डिक्लाइन पे आ गए हैं, and which is clear. We can anticipate that because since lockdown हो गया था and there were less vehicles on the road, तो road accidents होने का भी chances कम थे. दिल्ली पुलिस ने रिपोर्ट किया है कि 70% फॉल हुआ है इन क्राइम्स में. चेन्नई रिपोर्टेड 79% ड्रॉप्स. in the crimes. So road accidents also dropped, as well as heinous crimes also dropped. Now we can anticipate somewhere कि ऐसा क्यों हुआ, because even though say for example theft, say for example murder, अब ये सारे लोग जब अपने घर पे ही लिमिटेड रह गए तो क्राइम होने के चांसेस तो कम होने ही थे. डोमेस्टिक वायलेंस. नाउ द रिपोर्ट सेज दैट डोमेस्टिक वायलेंस के केसेस बढ़ते हुए नजर आए हैं. इसके भी दो मेजर फैक्टर्स हैं. व्हाई? बिकॉज मेन आर एट होम, so everybody has been limited to their homes. People who are working, who used to go to offices every day, वो लोग भी घर पे ही हैं. अब जब ये सारे लोग घर पे हैं, झगड़े होना भी लाजमी है, एंड विच इज वाई प्रोबेबली डोमेस्टिक वायलेंस के केसेस का नंबर बढ़ता हुआ दिखा है. Also, non-availability of liquor might have caused frustration to daily drinkers, and which is why also domestic violence का केस बढ़ने के chances हो सकते हैं. Now, the report also says that drug related जो crimes है उनमें भी drop आया है. उसका एक फैक्टर ये हो सकता है कि ट्रैवल रिस्ट्रिक्शंस लग गए हैं. नाउ सिंस इंटरनेशनल ट्रैवल itself or even domestic travel has stopped, transportation of drugs became difficult, and therefore drug related offenses also dropped. Cyber crimes, however, were seeing an increase. Why? Because there's no need to go out and do a physical activity in respect of cyber crimes. Rather, since new portals have been launched, जैसा कि हमने देखा है कि यूपी सरकार ने जैसे कि कोई ऐप निकाला, दिल्ली सरकार ने भी रिसेंटली कोई ऐप रिलीज किया है with respect to COVID. There have been a lot of fund transfers. People are donating online their money, and all this has given opportunities to cyber criminals to siphon off funds. उसमें अपनी कोई टेक्नोलॉजी का प्रयोग करके उन्होंने बीच में क्राइम करने की अपॉर्चुनिटी उन्हें दी गई है, and therefore cyber crimes have increased. The author has also talked about social distancing in prisons. Now, there have been cases where prisoners have tested positive. ये केस सुप्रीम कोर्ट में भी गया था कि वेदर प्रिजनर्स को रिलीज कर देना चाहिए इन द लाइट ऑफ दिस पैंडेमिक दैट वी आर फेसिंग. हो सकता है अगर प्रिजन्स ओवर क्राउडेड हो, वहां पे कोविड-19 फैलने का खतरा ज्यादा हो. इस पे हाई पावर्ड कमिटी बिठाई गई है, एंड द डिस्टेंस and their decision is not out yet. However, this is one important issue to consider. Now, clearly इस डेटा से यह सामने आया है कि कई जगह पे किसी किसी टाइप के क्राइम्स बढ़े हैं, किसी किसी टाइप के क्राइम्स घटे हैं. However, जैसे जैसे हम ओपनिंग अप के फेज में एंटर करते जा रहे हैं, जैसे कि आपने सुना ही होगा, गवर्नमेंट ने अभी आदेश दिया है कि धीरे धीरे ओपन अप होगा. अनलॉक 1, अनलॉक 2 का टाइटल दिया गया है उसे. तो जैसे जैसे हम ओपनिंग अप के फेजेस में घुसते जा रहे हैं, we need to look at new ways of dealing with these challenges of maintenance of law and order. These rising incidents of crimes have to be looked at, and our law enforcement agencies have to find new ways to deal with them post COVID-19. The third topic for today is Central Vistas project. So, Central Vistas project is a new project initiated by the government of India. पहले यह डिस्कस करते हैं कि इस प्रोजेक्ट में है क्या. So, this project mainly concerns redesigning of Lutyens Delhi. Mainly, it talks about construction of a triangular parliament. This is the new parliament that they have been proposing to construct. This is our old parliament. So they propose that a triangular parliament building should be constructed next to the old one. They also talk about construction of a common central secretariat. तो अभी जो है secretariat offices different हैं सारे departments के. Some राष्ट्रपति भवन में भी कोई departments के offices हैं. Now, this new project talks about a common central secretariat. Thirdly, it talks about redeveloping a 3-kilometer long path from Rashtrapati Bhavan to India Gate. This is the path they are talking about, from Rashtrapati Bhavan to India Gate. Now, why is there so much controversy around this project? As you know, Delhi is a very old city. It was designed, it's called Lutyens Delhi because Edwin Lutyens was its designer, as well as Herbert Baker. They were the designer of the Parliament House. Now, redesigning Delhi after such a long time, it is certainly a very big issue that needs to be given a lot of thought. However, there are issues with the project. First issue is that there have been lot of oppositions क्यों हुए हैं? Parliament parties opposition कर रही है, environmentalist opposition कर रहे हैं, architects opposition कर रहे हैं, mainly because now if you have visited central Delhi, it's a very green area, काफी main buildings है वहाँ पे, और वहाँ पे पेड़ है, हरियाली है काफी. Now अब जब नए buildings वहाँ पे construct होंगे, all this greenery is going to be cut off. Therefore, this is where environmentalist concerns are coming in. Political parties इसलिए वो opposition कर रहे हैं because this is a 922 crore project. Now, since अभी जिस महामारी के दौर से हम सब गुजर रहे हैं, we have seen कि गवर्नमेंट के पास पैसे कम है. Government is not able to afford even basic salaries of their employees. How are they coming up with such a giant plan which requires them to spend 922 crores? This is the second issue that is involved with this. अब एक और बात जो सामने आई है is that the decision is being taken in hurry. Now we all know the times that we are going through. It's a difficult time with regard to healthcare. There are a lot of other issues that have been faced by the country as well as global community as a whole. At such a time, taking a decision to redesign an old city, spending so much money, and taking a decision in hurry without adequate consultation, ऐसे में eyes तो raise होंगी ही, which is इसीलिए probably इतने सारे questions raise हो रहे हैं इस पे, क्योंकि इतना जल्दी ये decision ले लिया गया है of constructing this new redesigning this Delhi. Therefore, a lot of questions are being raised. अब issue ये भी है कि construction of this whole city, reconstruction rather, उसके adequate justifications दिए नहीं गए हैं सरकार के द्वारा. The only justifications that they have been given is that existing जो buildings हैं वहाँ पे infrastructure कम है. अब इसका अगर काउंटर किया जाए तो ये भी कहा जा सकता है कि अभी तक तो एग्जिस्टिंग बिल्डिंग ठीक से चल रही थी. Then why suddenly an action is being taken to redesign and redevelop to take care of these inadequate facilities? Second justification given by the government is that offices of central government are spread over many locations, therefore they need to come at a single place. Again, same argument can be made against it that abhi tak sahi chal raha tha. Why at this time when there is so much being suffered by the whole country? So this is the problem with the project. However, the government has gone ahead with it, and we really need to look forward to it because Supreme Court में भी इसके regards एक judgment चल रहा है, and we will keep our eye on what decision that the Supreme Court gives and how the government proceeds with it. Last topic for today is space tech startup. So you all must have heard a few days back in the United States, a SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket was launched. अब इस rocket के साथ क्या special था was कि ये एक private commercial rocket launch था. Now we see NASA जो वहाँ की space agency है US की, they keep launching these rockets every now and then. However, launch of Falcon 9 rocket was different primarily because of it was a private launch by SpaceX, a company owned by Elon Musk. Now, इंडिया के रेस्पेक्ट में अगर इस पूरी सिचुएशन को देखा जाए तो हमारी फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर वित्त मंत्री निर्मला सीतारमन ने रिसेंटली ही इससे रिलेटेड एक अनाउंसमेंट किया है. She said on 16th May that the government will be opening up spaces and opening up space and atomic energy to private sectors. Now this is a very big decision. क्यों है ये इतना बड़ा डिसीजन? बिकॉज अभी तक जो स्पेस का सेक्टर है एंड एटॉमिक एनर्जी का सेक्टर है, दे वर नॉट ओपन टू प्राइवेट सेक्टर्स. ओनली रिकॉग्नाइज्ड गवर्नमेंट एजेंसीज were ISRO, for example. ISRO is a government agency which were able to take part in it. तो say for example कोई rocket launch हमें करना है या फिर हमें कोई satellite space में भेजनी है, a private company cannot do it. You and I cannot open a startup to send a rocket into a space. However, government का जो recent decision आया है, through that decision, even private companies can send rockets to space, can send satellites to space. And ऐसा नहीं है कि private companies इस चीजों पे अभी तक काम नहीं कर रही थी. There were many private companies, private startups, which were working on such areas. However, they were only hoping ये सारे areas उनके लिए खुल जाए. जैसे कि ये startups है कुछ, Prixel करके एक startup है, which was founded by two BITS Pilani graduates, and they have built a constellation of nano satellites to provide global, real-time, and affordable satellite imagery services. Again, there are other startups like Bellatrix Aerospace, Manastu Space. Through the decision of our finance minister, these startups will get a push to work harder and to send their own rockets and own satellites in the space. However, ये decision तो आ गया है government का, लेकिन there are certain areas on which government also needs to work इस पूरे program को launch एक push देने के लिए. Now ये क्या क्या area हो सकते हैं? Funding. Now sending a rocket into a space is not a cheap project. Rocket कोई भी चीज अपने orbit से बाहर भेजने के लिए it involves a lot of cost, and government needs to take care of it. For example, what the government can do is it can provide low interest loans to startups. अब ये जैसे startups हैं which have been founded by BITS Pilani graduates, these startups can get low interest loans through which the loans that will help them a lot in developing their satellites or the rockets. Other than funding, what the government also needs to do is to redesign or innovate the public procurement policy. Now, what is public procurement is that procuring certain essential elements, say for example metal जैसे कि है, तो metal का public procurement होता है, which companies do through bidding or any other procedure. Now, bidding is a very technical process in which startups might not succeed because of the cost that is involved. अब government इसमें innovation ला सकती है, ये सारे जो public procurement है, and कॉस्ट सिलेक्शन लो कर सकती है, जिससे अगर आपका शुरुआती कॉस्ट ही कम आए तो फिर बाद का कॉस्ट ना बढ़े. इस टाइप की इनोवेटिव पॉलिसीज लाके गवर्नमेंट हेल्प कर सकती है स्टार्टअप्स को टू लॉन्च इनटू द स्पेस टेक एरियाज. Then government can also create robust space tech startup national innovation system. Now, what they mean by this is, say for example, there are programs like Digital India, Startup India, Make in India. All these programs are specifically targeted towards certain areas. Digital India is to develop to digitize India as such. Startup India startups पे focus करता है, उनके regards बहुत सारी policies बनाता है. इसी तरह का program space tech के area में भी government launch कर सकती है, which will definitely help these startups a lot. Lastly, कोई law भी आ सकता है which allows private players to participate across space value chain. Now, space से related अभी तक इंडिया में कोई ऐसा specific law है नहीं, and certainly as the area develops, we will definitely need a law which regulates all these issues. एक space activity bill 2017 में present किया गया था parliament में, however it lapsed. इसी तरह के अगर और कोई bill आए and they become successful, they will also be very helpful to these space tech areas. Thank you. However, there's a quiz question that is left for today. The question is, which project is proposed to redesign the location and structure of major government buildings in Lutyens, Delhi? Project Samhita, Project Central Vista, Project Vidarbha, Project Eastern Nava. Take your time and answer. Thank you.